more durable, and you can wear it for a very long time without really having to worry about, oh, I had to cut my necklace because the hook went off. So apart from the hooks that you'll need, which is more or less like the basic, you'll need beads. Beads you can get all over the place. Even you can get local waist beads called bin bin. You can cut it and then decide to use those beads. If you want to go a bit more fancy, you can get these crystal beads that I have here. I've got the clear ones, and I've also got the blue ones. It depends on you. Depending on what clothes you want to accessorize, you can really choose the colors of beads that you want. Now, apart from that, I also got you a different kind of bead, and these are the green small ones. As I said, it looks like the local waist beads, bin bins that you can get at the market, one for $5 or even less. It really depends on what you want to make. So without wasting much time, we'll get started, and then I'll show you the first step that you need to take in making a simple necklace with very fancy and nice beads without having to spend a lot of money on buying them. Before we go, you also need a needle. It can be smaller depending on the size of the hole of the bead that you're going to use. Let's get started. First of all, you need to take one string out depending on the length of the necklace that you want to make. If the necklace that you want to make, it's going to be a choker and it's really not a long one, then all you have to do is just measure it. Let's see. If you do this and you want it to be that fitted, then that's the size you have to use. If you want it to be a bit longer like the one that I'm wearing, then that means you have to get a longer length. Now, I'm going to show you how you need to do the tie-in, and that is the plastic wire, locally called chas, to the needle that you're going to use to do your sewing. First of all, this is what you do. Hold one tip like this, hold the other edge like that, and then put them together. Make sure that the two sides are equal. Take your needle. As I said, the size depends on the size of the hole that is on the bead. Put it in the hole, the two of them. Pull it up a little bit like this, and then tie a knot at the edge. The reason why you do the tying of the knot is when you're putting your beads in the thread, then you don't have the problem of having the plastic wire falling out. So this makes sure that you don't have a loose end, and then it also fastens the plastic wire when you're actually attaching them on the clip that you have at the end. Now, after tying it, this is how the plastic wire and the needle should look like. The other side should not be an opened end, but it should be a loop like this. Now what you do, press it like that. Make sure that the edge is as small as possible because you're going to insert it in the hole that is at the edge of the hook. Now if you remember from the start, I advised you to use this kind of hook because it's stronger and it's more durable. So what you do is try to put this in this hole. It's a really small hole, so you might just want to take your time to make sure you have it inserted properly. Alright, in. Now when it's in, the loop is still there. So what you do is take the needle and put it in like that, and then pull it out, and you have a knot. To make it stronger, put it in again, and then take it out. Then you have two knots at the edge. Now what you're going to do is put this aside. It's important that you actually decide and from the start know the pattern in which you want your necklace to be. For example, like this one that I've got here, if you take a look at this, you see that you've got blue, you've got petal spaces, and then you've got the dark blue one. You've got the light blue spaces and dark blue. If you start putting it in, you might get the figures wrong, and then the way in which you put your beads in might not be equal. So the best thing to do is for you to do a layout of how you want your necklace to be first before you start putting them in the plastic wire. So let's do that. First of all, as I said, count how many beads you have, because you'll need to separate them. You need to put half the number on the side, and then you need to put the other half on that side. So we need to count how many big beads we have, and then that will help us determine how much we'll have on this side, how much we'll have on the other side, and how many beads are supposed to be at the center. Alright, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now we've got 25 big crystal beads. What you do is put 10 on the side, 10 on the other side, and put 5 in the middle. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10 on this side, we've got 10 on that side, and we've got 5 in the middle. Now, as I said, you'll need the darker colors just to put a twist and then make a little statement on the necklace. You can leave it clear if you want, because that means that you can wear it with absolutely anything you want. But if you don't want to go too plain and you just want to make a statement with your necklace, you might consider getting a different color and then trying to add that to the ones that you already have. So since I've got 5 necklaces here, 5 beads rather, I'm just going to put the statements in, and these are the small ones, and I'll put them in between the 5 that I have in the middle. So we do 1, we do 2, we do 3, we do another one 4, we do another one 5, and then you get one more and put it at the edge, and that makes it 6. We've also got smaller ones here, just in case you still want to make it a bit more glamorous. You can decide to add a little more on it. Now, when you're putting the ones that are smaller, you don't put them after the blue one on one side. You make sure that you put them in between after each and every bead that you have on your board. So I'll put one here, push the blue one, I'll put another one, push it this way, I'll put a small one, and I have blue, another one. So you just continue that process and make sure that you fill in all the gaps that you have. So you're going to have 3 beads in between all the blues, 2 small ones and then 1 big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A blue one, you get 2 small ones, 1 here and 1 there. So now if you take a close look at the ones that I have already made here, you'll see I've got 1 small one, blue, crystal, 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 blue, 3 crystals, 1 blue, 3 crystals, 1 blue. So that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Now what we're going to do for the layout again is we're going to add the bigger part on the edges. So you do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you actually, I told you to do 10 from the start, but if you notice that the 10 is going to be long and you want it to be a bit shorter, what you can do is reduce the number and just put 8 instead of 10. As I said, it all depends on this, the length that you want your necklace to be. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So we've got 4 extra beads, and what you're going to do with these 4 extra beads is you're going to use them to make the earrings for the beads. So we put that aside, get back to our needle and the plastic wire, and then start threading it in. Okay, so you start from one edge. You do 1, you do another one, 2, 3, 4. Be careful you don't get them mixed up, so you need to take your time when you're putting them in.